Do now must be done so our children and grandchildren will know it as well. Freedom. The enemy of the tyrant and the hope of the brave and the truth of the ages. Freedom. Stand with us. We will stand with you. Let us move forward with faith and conviction and with an abiding commitment to be allies, not of darkness but of light, not of oppression but of liberation, not of captivity, but yes, of freedom. May God bless you all. May God protect our troops. And may God bless the heroes of Ukraine and all those who defend freedom around the world. Thank you, Poland. Thank you, thank you, thank you for what you're doing. God bless you all.
Well, powerful remarks from President Biden in Poland. And these remarks here, standing before what is an estimated 30,000 people in Warsaw with a message to the world that democracy will win, freedom will prevail, and that autocracies like those run by Vladimir Putin will fail. The president saying also that the world is at an inflection point. This is something the president believes very firmly, that what happens in the next 5 years will determine global prosperity and peace for the coming decades. Let's bring in our senior White House and political correspondent, Ed O'Keefe, because he is right there outside the Royal Palace Gardens, a remarkable crowd there. And Ed, the president making clear that the U.S. and NATO will stand firmly with Ukraine.
That's right, Nora. Just as he was finishing his speech, you could hear church bells in the distance, as it's just after 6 o'clock here in Warsaw tonight. The office of the mayor tells us about 30,000 people are here to hear from President Biden, who's greeting children on stage right now as he wraps up his remarks. Aides said that he was eager to be here today to give these remarks, a follow-up to a more somber address he gave last March, right here in the same location, that speech where he called, whether purposely or accidentally, for the removal of Vladimir Putin. And his address today comes on the same day that Putin addressed his country in their equivalent of the State of the Union address, blaming the West for the war in Ukraine and saying that they would withdraw from the last nuclear non-proliferation treaty with the United States. The president tonight directly addressing that one claim that the U.S. wants to invade Russia and started this war, saying it's not true. Aides had said they might tweak the speech to respond to the Russian leader ever so slightly, but that otherwise it would be, once again, a defense of American ideals and democracy, freedom, sovereignty all around the world. This, of course, comes the day after he visited Kyiv in that dramatic visit to meet with President Zelensky and vow at least another $500 million in U.S. assistance. He met earlier today with the Polish president, vowing once again to defend the eastern flank of NATO, and he'll meet with other leaders of Eastern Europe tomorrow as this trip continues. Nora.
Ed O'Keefe describing that all so well. And as you mentioned, the president perhaps changing his remarks at just the last minute to respond to President Putin today, delivering a message directly to the Russian people in his words, saying we don't want control or we don't want to attack Russia. This was never a war of necessity. It is